everyone and welcome back to the channel, and as you can see I'm joined by Sarah for our instant match reaction after England have beat Argentina 1-0 to go top of the group and send us through to the round of 16, which is amazing, which is what we all wanted from this game really. I think going into it you knew that the players and Phil Neville was going to line up today's match as just wanting to get through, get the win, and make sure like the players go into Japan with like a clear head and not have anything nervous about.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's exactly it, isn't it? First and foremost, it was about getting the 3 points, getting that win, and ensuring now that we've qualified for the final 16, which we have done. I think 1-0 in the end, you know, you would have liked to have seen us win by a few more goals. That said, though, Argentina really didn't do anything at all in terms of, you know, looking like they were going to create anything or score. But, you know, I was made up. We were all absolutely buzzing to see that ball hit the back of the net from Jodie Taylor, weren't we? With about half an hour to go, because there was times where you're just thinking, with the penalty and everything else, you're just thinking, is it going to happen for us today?
Yeah, we literally said that so many times, like it's just going to be one of those games where it's just not going to work. And you're going to go out to this 0-0 and thinking, oh, we have to go into Japan wanting or needing the result, really. Yeah. And there was so many chances for us as well. Obviously, Greenwood gets the penalty, Stonewall penalty. There was no even reason to check it. Paris steps up, and after the last one, you've got all the confidence in the world in her. But then, unfortunately, she chooses wrong, and the keeper actually pulls off a brilliant save. Yeah. And knocks it onto the post. And then Jodie Taylor just stumbles over her own feet really and just knocks it out of play. But you just thought, as soon as we were saying we went to record our reactions, something good for like socials, and we were like, watch if this doesn't go in now, because we were recording and it didn't, and we were like, oh, for God's sake. Just one of them, and you're like, oh. But at that moment you thought, it's not going to happen here.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the thing, you know, we were saying, weren't we, as you just rightly said there, we were recording the reaction thinking it would be a good thing to get on. Hopefully it's flying in.
It's gone viral with that or anything.
Oh no, that's it. I think I was even there saying, like, on the video going there, she ain't gonna miss this. Keats is one of them where you just like, this is flying in, and as you said, you know, it's against Scotland, it's top bins, you know, cool as you like. Every confidence, and to be honest with you, I had every confidence that it was going to go flying in again today, and obviously it wasn't the case. Argentina's goalkeeper played an absolute worldie today, coming up with probably like 5 or 6 top saves to keep England out. As the second half as well, that shot from Nikita Paris. There was so many, to be honest, to think of off the top of my head.
The Beth Mead chance as well, early in the first half as well. You're thinking, you've got to put that away.
That's the thing with Beth. We were having a bit of a laugh, weren't we? Because we sort of been whinging, saying she'd had a bit of a frustrating game for England tonight. And sure enough, it's her that pops up with a brilliant assist in the end for Jodie Taylor to tuck in for the opening and only goal of the game. But no, I think Beth did struggle a little bit in the game today. She did some things very well, but maybe, I don't know, just trying to overplay things.
She was trying too hard at certain times, when she's trying to put us on the front foot or get herself in a goal scoring opportunity or put someone else in, and just sometimes when you try and force it, it just doesn't work, does it?
That's it, and that's what happened. I think that's exactly it. She was trying too hard, and maybe sometimes trying to be a bit too flary, being a bit too spectacular, where sometimes you're thinking, now there's a good ball for you there, or, you know, maybe it's just, again, the pressure, and after, you know, having missed the penalty and things like that, and their keeper pulling off some great saves, it can start to get in the heads of the England players, and vice versa with Argentina as well. It gets in your head there. If you're Argentina, you're going, come on, we've had so many let-offs here, like, we've got a chance to get something from this game, but thankfully England did keep their cool, and I think once we did get the goal in the end as well, I think we managed the game pretty well.
Yeah, I think that would have been one of the things that they spoke about at half-time. It was, as soon as you get a goal, I think that's what we did well against Scotland. Our game management was good. But then today would have been the same idea. Once you get your goal, you just keep hold of the ball, because that's how you win the game. As long as you just run the clock down, keep hold of the ball, create a few more chances, then you do end up with the 3 points. And it was a great cross from Beth Mead for Taylor though, wasn't it?
It was, and that's why we were laughing as well,
Yeah.
because we'd sort of been saying there was a few moments where you are a little bit frustrated, but that's what Beth Mead's capable of, and she absolutely sets Jodie Taylor up. It's a lovely finish from Jodie Taylor as well, who also, as well as Beth Mead, was another one that we'd be getting a bit frustrated.
Yeah. We were like, oh, put Ellen White on, and she'll get us a goal. Take Mead off as well. Like, who would you put on for her? Blah, blah, blah. And then both of them pop up, and you're like, oh, they were brilliant. They played a great game. Like, it was just so funny and then obviously Beth Mead does go off. Stanway comes on. That was probably the for leg switch that you go for.
Yeah.
But I was saying to you after the game, I was like, Japan's probably the game now where he does rotate even more. And do you think Stanway has got a chance to start on over Mead or even Duggan if she's still not fit?
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one with Tony Duggan. I think, like you said, maybe it might be a little bit too soon for her to come in. You don't want to risk her, irritating the injury further. I'd love to see Stanway start. Stanway is one of my favourite players to watch in this setup of young, the young ones that have come through. I think she's a breath of fresh air. She plays the game like she's having fun. She plays the game with that love. She's with a smile on her face, and she is somebody that, as long as she's on the pitch, you just think she's gonna hit a screamer. And I think we were sort of saying that as well towards the end. I was saying I would get Stanway on because she's somebody that we were trying to break Germany. We were trying to break Argentina down, and they were clearly had 11 women behind the ball, and I was thinking it might take something like a Georgia Stanway screamer to be the difference, and thankfully we'd gone a goal up before she'd come on, but she looked lively. She's the same as well. Last Sunday in the Scotland game when she came on, it kind of, when there was that pressure towards the end with Scotland having the goal back, Stanway kind of took the sting out of the game a little bit, because as long as she's on, there's that threat from anywhere, and I think she done that again today.
Yeah, and then obviously there was a few changes to the lineup. Firstly, Telford in goal shouldn't really have that much to do during the game, so
no,
that's probably done the world of good for her confidence as well, because you're thinking, oh, is he going to start Bardsey in most games? Like, she is basically number one, but then it shows that he's willing to give everyone a go, and obviously builds confidence for Telford today, doesn't it?
Definitely, and the other thing that was lovely is we saw before the game as well, that really touching interview with Carly Telford as well, where she was talking about her mum, and the same with Fran Kirby as well. I just think it's worth mentioning that today was the anniversary of her mother's death, and to go out there and put in such a strong performance. Fran Kirby was brilliant today, one of the best players on the pitch, and I think I speak for both of us, don't I, when we say we just want to see a little bit more from her, and
I think
a bit more confidence.
Today she showed that. If you look at the Scotland game, there was times where she just wasn't in it at all, but today she was picking up those positions and those passes that you'd expect from Fran Kirby to make. And I said to you before, she's had a very much injury prone season, so that sort of probably affected her confidence a little bit. And then for it to start with the first and second World Cup group stage games, that's got to be such a boost for her personally as well. Yeah,
definitely. And as we said, on such a big occasion for her, with it being the anniversary of her mother's death and everything as well, to go out like that, start the two games, and all she needs now really is a little bit more confidence. But I think the performance like she put in today, she'll be getting the plaudits and the praise from her fellow teammates, from in the media, online, because they all check the social media, and that I'm sure she'll see there'll be a really good response to her. So what I want to see from Fran now is she stepped it up today. I just want to see her. The ideal thing would be to see her get a goal. If she does play in the final group stage match against Japan, if she could nick a goal, I think that's the thing that again takes her performances up again to the next level.
Yeah, and then another change was McManus in for Bright. Obviously there was questions whether Bright would start over, she went off with a shoulder injury, and then hasn't really trained much. Then there was the question of, do you start McManus or do you start Williamson? And then I was thinking, well, McManus came on for Bright against Scotland, so ideally she's probably going to start, but we didn't really have that much to defend today either. It was just sort of, there was a couple of moments where the Argentina attack was going at us, but then they didn't really follow through on it. But there was moments where she looked really good and played really well.
Yeah, she did, and you know, that's for me. Whenever the Lionesses play, probably if not the first name I look for is Millie Bright, because I think when she's on the pitch, you just feel sound.
Yeah.
You just think no one's getting through her. She is. That's it. So when she's on, if you see Millie Bright on there, you just think we're in safe hands, you know. And when she went injured, when she went down and went off at the Allianz the other day, there was even a vibe around the stadium. Then even being 2-0 up at that point, seeing Bright go off. Even though McManus is a brilliant player, everyone's just kind of thinking, oh, you just feel so much safer. But no, McManus, as you said, we really didn't have too much to do at all defensively today. But when we were called upon, I think, you know, she'd done herself proud. So it's nice to not have to worry about, you know. And it was a weird. It was like when, you know, you have to play Stoke or something at home, and you're just thinking, or Newcastle, and you're just thinking, it's going to be one of those games where it's just like trying to pick a lock for the whole entire game. And you could see that was going to be the case with Argentina today. And as you said, there was never really any moments where I went, oh my God, they're gonna score here. Even when they had an opportunity maybe to break away on a counter, our defence quite quickly shut them down. So
I don't think they expected those opportunities to happen though, because they very much lined up like they did against Japan. It was just defence. So when they did get the chance to counter attack, there's only ever like 2 or 3 players, and there was like 7 of ours, and they're just sort of like, well, I don't know where to go from here, so I'll just kick it and see what happens. But I think the standout player for Argentina today was their goalkeeper. She pulled off some great saves, and rightly so got player of the match for it. Frank Kirby just missing out. But looking ahead to Japan then on Wednesday, I think it is. How would you go in your lineup wise? Like, what would you think?
Well, it's like you said, you know, with it being a World Cup, you want to see like all the squad be able to get their minutes in there, and with us now having guaranteed qualification, then, you know, like you said, maybe Mary Earps comes in as goalkeeper, get her a game time, Denny Stokes. And I would still quite like to see Ellen White come back in though, to be honest with you, because I just feel like she finished the FAWSL season so strongly, played really well for England in the last game. I feel like against Japan, she could be, you know, the difference. Maybe if we could get her to get another goal or 2 to her tally, then that could set us up well for the rest of the tournament. But I think, you know, Phil will probably... We want to set up with a strong enough side, and obviously every single player that's in that squad is of a very good standard, because they're in the World Cup squad. But like you said, your Georgia Stanways as well, like some of these players that haven't been starting and been a bit more on the skirt, Rachel Daly's maybe as well.
Even like you start Karen Carney in midfield as well.
Karen Carney definitely, and she's somebody who's got that experience in there as well, but in abundance. So I think we'll probably see quite a different lineup to what we saw tonight, and as I said, just get some of those players a few minutes in the World Cup. But you know, whoever plays, I'm sure we're more than capable of getting a result against Japan. Japan haven't looked too up to much to me from what I've seen so far. I think Scotland today are capable of more than what they did. I think Scotland could have got a result against Japan today. It was very disappointing for them and from them. But I think we should have enough to make it 3 out of 3. Yeah,
well, fingers crossed we do. Finish the group top and go into the round 16 strong. But thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Amy's instant match reaction is either out or will be out at some point. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week with another video.